After an awesome debut this past Wednesday night, just on the broadcast Sunday night, we welcome you in to some live racing next-gen style. It is the Wilder Graphix Cup Series race number 2 as we welcome you to the Irish Hills of Michigan. And it is the Virtual Michigan Speedway as we welcome you in, of course, to the 2-mile oval here for the Wilder Graphix Cup Series Race 2. It is the Wilder Graphix 200 here at the Michigan Speedway virtually here on iRacing. I am the captain, Chris Scala. We welcome you in to the Captain Esports Network, the live coverage of this Cup Series, which consists of the next-gen cars, and we are in for a wild, hard race tonight. What I mean by that, nobody knows what's coming other than we're going to have cars going down into turn 1, speeds of over 190 miles an hour. The draft is going to be in play, and I think we're going to see some pretty fantastic racing out of these cars this evening. Of course, if you watched last night, you went out there and saw Cameron Hearn win his second race of the season in the Grid Finder Xfinity Series. And tonight we'll see if Dylan Reid, who won the first race of the season, will come back and win himself the second race here this evening as he goes to the pole as qualifying has just started. And we'll see some heat racing coming up here this evening and more in the next couple of minutes. Now, I do have, unfortunately, a graphic in the works for the point standings. I don't have an actual graphic. We're going to get that done here in the very near future, but we do have the point standings for you per the Sim Racer Hub, which is formerly known as Dan Lisa. Let me get the graphics off the screen here, and you will see the point standings right up there on the screen. It is Dylan Reid who has the lead right now in the points. After one race there, he leads by 2 over Ira Kohas, Landon Krisenberry, Leonard Frost, and Dale Lee right now. Your top 5, and hopefully by next week I will have a graphic all made up. You're not even seeing it on the screen right now, as I've just realized. So let me do this really quickly. We'll do it like that. So that is the points right now as of this race. Let me get that off the screen. Apologize for that. There we go. So there's your points right there for you. And again, I'll get a graphic done here next week. So unfortunately, I had to do it kind of that way tonight. But either way, I think we're going to see a great race tonight. Of course, the way the points are formatted, all you got to do is have a great race tonight, and you could definitely be up there in the points the way the scoring is. Plenty of chances to make up points when it is all said and done. All right, let's go down to the track, and let's get you going for qualifying, of course, here on this 2-mile oval. You can call it a super speedway if you like. I mean, it is 2 miles. As qualifying has begun, and looky here. Yeah, Lowe's 48 car, a Jimmy Johnson throwback right there. That is the 48 of Owen, Joe Owen there, in the 48, looking pretty sporty so far this evening. But the pole sitter right now is Ira Kohas. Ira in the 29 has run a 40.2. He's 7/1000ths off right now is Leonard Frost. Chris Harvey there in third. Adam Brady, Landon Quisenberry, your top 5 with Reid, Owen, Ayers, Carrick, and Murata in 10th. There is Giuliano there in 11th. The 40 of Dale Lee and Keith Bouchard. Still got 3 cars left to qualify here. You got about a minute to go, and then, like I said, we will have heat racing coming up here in just moments. Just allows the cars to get out here in a little bit of race trim. We'll get a little sneak peek of what's to come and so much more as we get you ready to go racing. Dalton Wilson watching tonight in the stream. Appreciate you, Dalton. Make sure you go share the word with your TI boys. Get them over here. We're not doing too much tonight, I know. Trust me. Sure, Lewis is kind of bored. 30 seconds left in qualifying, and it looks like we are going to be all set to go when it comes down to qualifying. And appears that unless somebody goes out there and runs a magic lap, it's going to be Ira Kohlhaas winning the pole. So let's drag Ira up here really quickly to the broadcast booth as Ira joins us this evening. Ira, congratulations. Looks like unless somebody pulls some kind of miracle like Learjet lap, you're going to be on the pole for tonight's Michigan race here.
It sounds good. Well, we got the heat coming up.
Well, but, you're on the pole going for the heat race. You're at the fastest lap.
Yeah, yeah. It should be good.
Yeah, congratulations on that. And there's a picture of your number 29 car on the pole. That's the, I believe that's the actual Old Cup car. But tonight, the next gen car. What are we expecting to see out of you tonight?
It's going to be a lot of Daytona, Talladega type racing. I like running the high side on the super speedways. I prefer it, but we all know that the bottom side's faster if you get 2-3 cars in there. I was noticing in practice that probably 2 laps, if you can break that bubble on the back end of these cars, probably about 2 laps is all you can push really hard once you break that bubble, and you'll overheat. So should be a lot of give and take, but there's probably going to see a couple of pretty good wrecks.
Well, hopefully we won't see any of that. We'll just see some good racing tonight. But to put a cap on that pole award tonight, Ira Kohlhaas, congratulations, and maybe we'll talk in victory lane here in 100 laps.
Thank you, sir. I'd love that.
Absolutely. Ira Kohlhaas on the pole as he rolls away right now in his number 29 car. As we will do some heat racing here. As they pace, and here is your lineup, I believe, for this heat race. Kohlhaas, Frost, Harvey, Brady, Quisenberry, Dylan Reid, Jake Owen, Wright. Yeah, I believe that's everybody. It might be everybody in the field here. We'll have to see as the cars roll out. Yeah, it looks like everybody's out there, so it might have actually jumped the heat race here. We'll have to... Yeah, this is the actual race, so I guess the heat racing ain't happening in this one. So we're going to go past that, and unless there's, well, you know, actually I stand corrected. Up on my screen, it actually does say 8 laps of racing here. So I think it's going to be just one heat race of 15 cars. So as you saw the starting grid here, we'll show it again. Kohlhaas and Frost, Harvey, Brady, Quisenberry, Dylan Reid, Joe Owen, Brandon Ayers. And then the rest of the field, Carrick, Murata, Giuliano, Lee, Bouchard, Rapp, I should say, Anthony Ludi, Gary Wright. And that'll be the end of the field here. So 15 cars looks like in a grid for an 8-lap heat race.
Before those things get going, can you move me back?
Yeah, now let me move Ira back. I'm so distracted right now. Ira's enjoying my broadcasting. Not really. What channel you?
Mojica.
Mojica, thank you. I won't explain what Mojica means in real life. Anyways, here we go. Green flag coming out as we go racing in the heat race. 8 laps. Oh, already 3 and 4 wide. Quisenberry diving to the inside. Up there, that Casey Kane Charlotte throwback that should have won that race that night is the Mopar, number 39 of Dylan Reid, who says, I'm going to the back. Eight laps of drafting pretty much right here about to happen. Quisenberry with help from the 97 going to go to the front. Oh, leaning on each other. Yeah, good luck protecting 5 wide in a wreck. Multiple cars going to be in this one. Harvey involved. He hops the ramp there. Brady's going to get through it, a little bit of damage. Dylan Reid's going to get through. Murata's involved. Dale Lee's got a torn up Smith & Wesson car. No cautions in the heat race. Murata, oh wow, big damage and a big hit there for the 52. Let's see it, one more again. They're 5 wide here. Oh, down to 4 wide, and they just come together. 8 to 9 cars involved. And again, we continue. Under the green flag, as I mentioned, there's Ira Kohlhaas leading with Joe Owen in second, Couric third, Quisenberry and Frost. Giuliano is also in that wreck, so unfortunate for him, he'll be sitting out these last 5 laps of this heat race. Couple of Chevrolets up here in the front right now. As they go through 3 and 4, looking for 3 laps to go. Ride with the 29, the Chevrolet. Ira Kohlhaas running third right now. See if he can draft his way up there to the front. You see Leonard Frost at 39.06. So this race looks like it's going to be all about the draft. You see the difference in these cars now. His way to the inside of the Sunoco 24. Trying to draft up on the 48 here as they come to 2 laps to go in this heat race. It's all a matter of where you want to be here at the finish here. 2 laps to go in the heat race as we get ready for the main event coming up here shortly. Owen, Kohlhaas, Frost. Couric and Quisenberry side by side for 4th as they try to draft their way up. White flag in a heat race. Down the back straightaway, Kohlhaas and Owen still neck and neck. Frost right there, Couric and Quisenberry all with the, oh, you see the 11 getting loose back there. That opens the door up for the 24 and the 75, but the race going to be coming to the finish. And the heat race could be a preview of the actual finish. It's Owen taking the heat race victory in a wild finish. Great racing there. We are going to step away for a quick second as we get ready for the main event here of the evening as you're watching the Captain Esports Network.
been missing. Get yours today at www.thebuttkicker.com and be sure to use promo code LSRL for 20% off.
All right, back we are as we get ready for the start of the race. Owen going to lead them to the green flag. As you know, they pretty much will start the race by how they finished. There it is. That's actually the grid going into the start of the race there, but it will be who you see over here on the left-hand side. It's going to be Owen, Kohlhaas, Frost, Ayers, Couric, Quisenberry, Brady, Bouchard, Lee, Wright going to be your top 10 as we come to the green flag for 100 laps of racing around this 2-mile oval. That is the Irish Hills of Michigan International Speedways. The cameraman got some issues apparently. Green flag out. Let's go racing. Oh, and the 11 gets loose. He goes to the bottom. He goes spinning and spins up into the track, and a couple others going to get involved. That should bring the caution out. It does. And I was about to say that, of course, the first lap of this race brought to you by Sim Speed Shops, specializing in custom sim racing hardware. Sim Speed Shops manufactures sim racing hardware utilizing the best components available, as well as mixing in real-life racing components when available. Customize your hardware and rig today. SimSpeedShop.com. Caution out for the first time here. Give me 1 second here and we'll get the replay. As caution number 1 is on the track. I think we got the replay here for you. All right, some reason it's not getting the replay, but give me 1 second here. Little technical issues that happen here. All right, one more time. So we're going to watch him coming to the start of this race here. Pace car is going to pull off. You're going to see the 11 of Leonard Frost. He's just going to get loose on those colder tires. Goes down into turn 1. He's bump drafting the 48. Oh, and he gets a little tight there behind the 48. The 24 hooks him, nowhere to go. Clips the 5, and also the 129 going to get involved in that. Also Gary Wright. So just wrong place, wrong time for two of these cars, and the caution comes out for the first time here on lap number 1. Let's get one more look at this. I want to go on board. With Foster, he's going to get really tight up here on the 48. Up the high gear yet, still 4 gears. Yeah, you see him get a little tight there, and then he gets hooked. He had to get out of the gas just a little bit. He overcorrects it up into the 5 and the 129, nowhere to go. And the first caution out of the night. So we saw this, of course, last season with, of course, Harold Darner doing this with the One to Go broadcasting team and stuff. And, of course, he's pretty much handed me all the stuff that they use for their broadcast here. And I've taken the advantage to go ahead and bring it on board here ourselves this season. So we're looking forward to enjoying some great racing for you here. As you see, there's the broadcast up in the left, and we do actually have tonight an on-board camera for you to see that for some reason I must have hit something different. Oh, that's why I hit the wrong button. There it is. Look at there. Anthony Giuliano, we'll talk to him here in a little bit as they're getting ready to come to the green flag. Anthony riding in the 8th position as we look kind of from the back at his camera right now. We'll, as I said, we'll check in with him just a little bit as he races in the 8th position. VR set and more all up there at the bottom right of the screen. So we'll check in with him in just a bit as we get ready for the restart here. Here we go. Going to go back green. Lap number 4. It is the 48 of Joe Owen leading this race. Ira Kohlhaas, Brandon Ayers, Landon Crisenberry, Adam Brady. Your top 5 as we go back to green. Lap number 4. And kind of a spread out start here. They worked their way up through the 5 gears of the new transmission that you hear in the car, sequential shifting and all. Don't need a clutch, but you do need help with the draft as Ayers going to go to the lead with help from Kohlhaas and Owen. There's Lyndon Quisenberry. He's going to try the bottom, and here comes Brady with him. 3 wide in the front straightaway. Rod is still on pit road getting that car fixed up. Speeds of over 180 miles an hour in the draft. Down to turn number 1. I had some drivers tell me that you are not going to see anybody lifting really at all. The way these cars drive around this track, it's pretty much wide open and drafting. And that is what we're seeing right now. And look up here in the 2nd position, a Monster Energy Ford Mustang. There's the boss man, Giuliano. We watch Giuliano race down into turn number 3 as he's got to go to the lead. How about that? The 29 with help. I made the joke with Giuliano. I said, hey, go win this race tonight. And they were all like, yeah, psh, please. Hey, you're leading at lap 8. Is he driving one-handed? Trying to see. Oh, okay. No, he's just got that black glove on it. Now he's driving one-handed. Running the kind of the Kevin Harvick right hand laying in a lap type thing down the front straightaway. 10 laps on the board. You see all the cars pretty much within striking distance as long as they have no damage on there. You see the 97. That is the Chris Harvey car. He is in the 12th position right now, and he is the last car in this line right now. He's just going to kind of ride here and be patient. 80% fuel in these cars this evening, so we will see some green flag pit stops potentially tonight. This is not even lifting one bit. As Kohlhaas has gone to the front now. Quisenberry going to second, and the battle on for third. There's Brady, who had a top 3 finish in the Gridfinder Xfinity Series last night with help from the 51. All about being patient here, knowing that pretty much if you're in this race, you can win it. How about this 64 car back here? Keith Bouchard in the 6th position right now, having a great run, even though he's kind of having some blinking issues. Oh, careful. Owen and Bouchard almost coming together. Thankfully, they saw where they were on the track. Want to give a shout out to Track Cams 4 Gourmet. Of course, they are the official camera sponsors. Oh, a little contact there almost. Of the Captain Esports Network. You can check them out, trackcams22.com. Oh, I thought they were going to wreck. See the 25 riding back there of Anthony Ludi in the Spotify car. You just see how much a draft is playing a role out here in this race. The champion from last season, that is Quisenberry up there in the front right now. Look at this 2-3 wide race, and this is what it's all about here. And just a reminder, you're going to get double of it tonight. As I promised last night, we're going to show the first 20 laps of the Gridfinder Xfinity Series race. We're actually going to air that after this race tonight. We're going to put that on there for you so you guys can see the part that you missed last night, unfortunately, of the race. And we'll get to enjoy that and do that. Oh, a little door bumper. Door banging, I should say. 17 and 48 there. That knocked Joe's momentum out a little bit there. As Brady has gone to the front here. A lot of lead changes early in this race. And 3 wide for the front. These guys are just racing hard. I love it. Good stuff. Well, they said this next-gen car is supposed to create passing. Well, it's doing it so far in iRacing. The 25 back there blinking. You see the 75 of Quisenberry, the 77 of Brady, the 48 of Owen there in the middle. This is what it's all about here. Now, there are going to be competition cautions and stuff in this race. So basically coming up here in the next few laps, we'll have a competition caution. What will happen is they'll actually move the winner of race 1, which was Dylan Reid. He will get an EOL and go to the back and basically have to work his way up through the field, which I don't see really much difference because he's 11th right now at the back of the pack. But it's a very interesting rule, wanting to create some excitement in the racing. And that is what we'll see here in a few minutes when that competition caution comes out. As Giuliano goes back to the lead. There's the 52. He was involved in a wreck in the heat race a little bit ago. That is Rapp. Johnny Rapp in the 52. Looking pretty solid so far. He had a rough run last night in the Xfinity race also. Check out the weather. Partly cloudy skies, 79 degrees. Track temp at 122. Winds out of the north at 2. And Johnny Rapp coming from third, going for the lead into turn 1. 29 up the track. Well, if you got friends and family watching, or if you're watching, I should say, get your friends and family. Come check out some awesome next-gen car racing here at the Virtual Michigan Speedway. We're having lead change after lead change after lead change, and there is the competition caution at the completion of lap number 20. Comp caution is out. As the 51 will lead him likely to pit road here. We'll see if we get some tires and fuel. And I say the 51, I meant the 17 actually, of Giuliano up here in the front. They're waiting on the pace car to catch up here so they can come to pit road. And everybody's coming in. It'll be 4 tires and fuel likely here. As you see, might just end up being fuel only. The way these tires are just not falling off at all. Oh, and Giuliano overshot his pit stall a little bit there. A little mistake. Shouldn't hurt him too much. Tires and fuel. Let's see who rolls out with the lead. It will be the 51 of Brandon Ayers. He will lead him off pit road, followed by the 52. Brady in the 77, Quisenberry, and then Giuliano going to lose 5 spots and fall back to the 5th position. We will step aside. We'll come back and get you more racing here as you're watching the LSRL in the Wilder Graphix Cup Series here on the Captain Esports Network.
Butt kicker. Feel what you've been missing. Get yours today at www.thebuttkicker.com and be sure to use promo code LSRL for 20% off.
Back we are here at the Virtual Michigan Speedway. Obviously still working on some things with the whole side-by-side thing, but we will keep working at that. I had it working earlier. Unfortunately, it didn't work, but I was trying to keep the race on the screen for you. Didn't work. It's okay. Caution or green flag back out of your lap 23. It's part of the bumps and bruises and things like that that we work on as I try new things. As Ayers leads him down into turn 3, you see the 75 of Quisenberry with help from Giuliano, going to bring him to the front. Right aboard. Literally and figuratively with the 17. Over to the right is what he's seeing, and well, this is what he's seeing on board right now. Going to the lead here at lap number 25. A little free on entry there. Just he had to kind of turn right a little bit there. You see Quisenberry going on by. Ayers look like going to take the second position, but this is the kind of racing you're seeing as part of the LSRL Light Speed Racing League here at the Virtual Michigan Speedway. Race number 2 of the Wilder Graphix Cup Series. 3-4 wide. Tom had to adjust his line there. Anthony did in the middle of the corner. It looked like somebody had gone to his inside or something there. Ooh, easy. Landing it a little loose there. Anthony trying to push him a little bit. They both had to hold on there for a ride. There's Adam Brady and the Banjos number 77. The 29 there in front of him. That's Cole Haas, the pole sitter for the heat races. Unfortunately, didn't win the heat race, so he didn't start up front here to start the race, but having a good old time tonight. There's Anthony Ludi there in the 25 car. I think you're starting to see the cars kind of learn a little bit, the drivers, and just kind of realizing they can kind of sit back a little bit, let the race come to them. Only one car off the track, and it's Gary Wright in the 16th position. Joseph Murata is 13 laps down right now in 15th. Everybody else still on the lead lap. See that outside train working through. And I think Giuliano was going to try the middle there and decided, actually probably lost more of the draft there and wasn't able to get the momentum up beside the 77 at 29. Oh, the 64 back there got the wall off turn 2. I think he just kind of lost where he was. Great racing we've seen this evening here in this series. Saw a great race last week at Dover. Of course, going to see some more great racing here each and every Wednesday night as the LSRL on your TV. That's the GLSR, which is the Great Lakes Sim Racing guys. They're off right now in their off season, and we're here broadcasting the next 4 races live for you here on the Captain Esports Network. But you will see all the races in its entirety on the Esports Network here throughout the season. Who is the smarter bunch on the track right now? Is it these guys who are racing hard? Or is it these guys back here? There's the 40 Smith and Wessian backup car for Dale Lee, who destroyed his primary in the heat race. These days I'll get those cameras right. We're watching Giuliano down into turn 3, riding right behind the 77, as I mentioned, of Brady running in the second position here. Oh, no contact there. He was trying to get Brady a little bump. Blip of the throttle there down into turn 3. You see the big spoil caution is out. I don't see anything, so I believe this is the second competition caution here, lap number 35. Kind of hear him shutting the engine off. Of course, this sequential shifting is going to change a lot of things. Brandon Ayers on pit road, so maybe this was not a competition caution. Let's see if something happened. I was looking at my sources, and I did not see any kind of an off track for anyone, so let's swipe back and see if something happens to the 51 here. Oh, into the 29, into the 48. Oh no, they do wreck. 51 goes sliding sideways and backwards. The 48 involved, the 29. So Joe Owen, Ira Kohlhaas. A lot of the fast cars from the heat race involved. I think Kohlhaas is going to actually end up okay in the end of this, but caution out. A second time. Back straightaway, 29 sticks it in. No, a little squeeze. Oh, there's another hit right there. That doesn't help things. So caution out here. Let's take a quick second. Let's do let's jump on board really quickly with the number 17. There is, I mentioned earlier, Anthony Giuliano running in the Monster Energy car, running up there in P2 right now, as Anthony's going to join us here as we're watching you from, there he is, giving us a wave. Anthony, all right, I told you before the race, go out here and win this darn thing, and you're doing everything to do it, aren't you?
Well, it's taken about every ounce of sweat and tears that I got to do it, but I think I need a new change of shorts and some clothes, and I'll be all right.
Well, I don't know, man. I'm watching you drive out there one-handed at times as we were riding on board you down the front straightaway, kind of pulling a Harvick and throwing that right hand down in your lap. How much you working that wheel?
It's not too bad. These cars actually handle really good. It's very much like a restrictor plate race. The biggest thing that we can tell right now is the low lane definitely has the priority there. Doesn't matter if you have a run on the outside or not, but if I can get a run on Adam and give him a bump, the amount of speed that you gain is just, it's insane. I mean, like you're flying by somebody's stop. So, I mean, it really is pretty interesting, a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. So, we'll just have to see. It's basically survival of the fittest, man. If you can keep it between the walls, you should be okay.
All right, I know we got 61 laps to go as you come to the green. Where do you want to be at the last lap?
I'd like to be about a half car length behind the leader, pulling him and then duck under him going into 3 and 4. But either there in first place trying to block, but I'd rather not block. I'd rather be the one trying to get blocked. These things don't have good vision, so we'll see what happens here.
Well, good luck, bud. We'll watch on board of you for this restart. Good luck.
10-4.
Anthony Giuliano, we're going to watch on board with him here for the restart here. You see his H pattern there to his right, but he's got sequential. We don't use H patterns anymore in these cars. The green flag is out. But you heard him talk about the low line being the way to go potentially in this race. Very interesting. So as he goes up through the shifting, I think this is a great opportunity for us to do some next gen, turn it up here on Captain TV. I think we should do so right now. What do you think? So you see Adam Brady back up to the lead. He's got the 24 there, Keurig, and then Giuliano there in the top three. As we look above from our drones, all presented by TrackCams for Gourmet. Of course, you can check them out, trackcams22.com. All the oval, road course, and rallycross stuff that they have to offer. You can, of course, check them out again, trackcams22.com. Check them out on Facebook also. As you see the top two there, but the fighting's going on here. You got the 52 to 75 to 51. They're kind of getting separated out. And then you got this gaggle of cars back here. So we got some 3 or 4 different packs of cars minding their own business right now. And caution is out, lap 45. Not really seeing any kind of an incident on track. Ira Kohlhaas is in the pits. I believe this might be the second competition caution here. So as I mentioned, 80% fuel in these cars, so they're going to have to pit at least one more time from here, if not twice, to get to the finish here, as we still have some 55 laps to go. There's the pace car, the iRacing Ghost 4X, as I like to call her. And Giuliano's going to lead him down to the pits. Brady, Keurig, Rapp, Quisenberry, your top 5 as they come in. And a couple of cars staying out. Brady has stayed out. Looks like Keith Bouchard is going to stay out also. So some cars that pitted earlier at the last caution. They're going to stay out here, and the rest going to come in now for tires and fuel. Raced off pit road, going to be very tight. Actually, the 48 of Joe Owen, the pole sitter, gets the first spot off pit road. All right, we're going to take a quick minute. We're going to step away. We'll come back and get you some more great racing. Here it is, the Lightspeed Racing League and the Wilder Graphix 200 here on the Captain Esports Network.
Butt kicker. Feel what you've been missing. Get yours today at www.
I promise we're going to get through those bugs, and I think I figured out the solution right there at the end. I'm like, why is it not working? During practice, I had it all set up. Everything was looking pretty good. And it was like all of a sudden I was having issues with it. But we'll get it going and get that up and running here in the very near future as we continue a practice at doing the whole side-by-side with the commercials and all that stuff. But make sure you do check out the Butt Kickers website, buttkicker.com, and type in LSRL. Of course, for 20% off your purchase. Didn't mean to cut the commercial off there like that, unfortunately, so apologies for that. But also do want to mention, if you check out Wilder Graphix, they provide the best iRacing paints and liveries around. You can check them out today at on Facebook and take a ride on the wild side as we go back racing. Lap number 49. Bump draft there for Owen into 48 by Giuliano as they go down to turn 3. Oh, Giuliano looking for somewhere to go. Not sure where. He's finally going to drop it to the apron almost. Everybody getting up here in this racing now as we get closer to halfway. Who can put themselves in the right spot? I think we're going to see a lot of defensive racing here eventually. And oh, a little slide job there by the 24. I'm sure Ayers was not too thrilled at that move. As Rapp leads, and there's Couric going to second on the outside. Little tandem push from Quisenberry. On the inside, Brady getting a push from the 17 of Giuliano. 3 wide for the lead. It's all fun and games to your 3 wide and somebody starts blinking. Trouble, 51 in the wall with Quisenberry. At least 2 cars, maybe a 3rd car there involved with Bouchard. And caution going to be out for the 3rd time. See if we can go back and find out what happens. Looks like on the back straightaway is where we will see it. They're on the front right now. In our 4th caution, you see Bouchard with some damage on the right side of that car. The 51 to his inside of Quisenberry. And see the 51 gets a little tight. Also contact there with the 52 and nowhere to go. Time here. On board with the 52 here, Rapp. Oh, there's the contact from behind with the 51, and he's going to do okay to stay away from it. There's Ayers in the 51 going for a spin. Our 4th caution here of the race. Ira Kolas getting himself a wave around. He will be now 8 laps down. He's going to need a few more cautions to get himself into contention for this race. All right, we're going to try this one more time here as I continue to get this whole side-by-side thing right. We're going to go side-by-side and get you more racing here on the Captain Esports Network.
Butt kicker. Feel what you've been missing. Get yours today at www.thebuttkicker.com and be sure to use promo code LSRL for 20% off.
right, back we are here at the Virtual Michigan Speedway. It is the Wilder Graphix 200. There is your top 5 up on the screen. Brady, Giuliano, Owen, Couric, and Ludi going to lead them to the green flag at lap number 55. 45 laps to go. A whole bunch of fives involved here. There's the 39, the winner from the Dover race last week, that Mopar 39 car of Dylan Reid. I talked about this paint scheme at the beginning of the broadcast. That Mopar car, if you go back and watch the 2006, I believe it was the UAW GM Quality 500 was the race at the time, what it was called, at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, the October race. Casey Kane went out and led 400 miles of the 500-mile race and was leading when his right front tire blew, and he was driving that Mopar paint scheme right there. It looked like was the car to beat that night in that race. It's actually one of my favorite paint schemes that Casey ran back in the 2006 season. He ran plenty of great paint schemes in his career, but that is one that always comes to mind when I see that Mopar car that went out there and was pretty much putting a whooping on the field all night. Hey, what, talk about beating up cars. How about this guy right here, Joe Owen in the 48. You see the splitter on that car is not the prettiest looking thing in the world. It's had some contact with the wall and other cars, but the 48 running up here P4 right now in this race. Cars still on the lead lap. Landon Quisenberry, the last one back here. There's the 75 as we ride with him. Landon kind of got a modified going. Tape on the front end. Let's just call it 100%. Plenty of air getting in. Look at Reid making his appearance now in the top 5. Gonna go for 3rd. He said it's time for me to have some fun now. Oh, 24 getting tight on him. Hope you guys have enjoyed the broadcast so far tonight. You can, of course, click that subscribe button and be a part of all of our broadcasts each and every night. When we are on the air, tomorrow night we'll be off, and then we're back with the Blown Piston Racing League Friday night from the virtual Bristol Motor Speedway. Oh, that got tight. 77 squeezed Reid into the wall. Oh, Joe caught the apron there and got a little loose, and up the track he goes, and here comes the 97, Chris Harvey now. Business really starting to pick up now up front. You see the Sunoco Chase Elliott, number 24, up there leading. Makes you wonder when these cars come out next season, will we see this kind of racing around this 2-mile oval? one thing they're trying to do is create passing out of this car. They've done it tonight. Matter of fact, as we're 60 laps in, let's take a quick minute here and take a look at the race summary so far in this race. We've seen 5 cautions for 13 laps. Brady leads this race. Brandon Ayers with the fastest lap earlier to 38.98. Of course, that presented by Track Time Entertainment. Of course, Track Time Entertainment builds custom driving simulators for the virtual racing community. They manufacture their simulators in Texas using U.S. extruded aluminum. Visit Track Time Entertainment on Facebook for all your sim rig needs and full lineup of their products. Proudly made in the U.S. of A. So much like a Daytona or Talladega race, as they said, they all ride kind of single file here. Kind of feeling each other out here to see what they got for this race. Watch their speeds down the straightaway here. Over on my right here, it looks like 188 miles an hour down into turn 1. Of course, one thing that's been rumored about these cars is the horsepower. Potentially bumping up to around 615 horsepower. Right now, they still have the 550 package in this car. I believe on the short tracks they run the 750. But they are looking at maybe 615 for the total horsepower in these cars. So, of course, I'm personally a fan of the faster speeds and the less downforce. Of course, they're doing everything they can to make these cars as fun to drive without having the aero push and all that good stuff a part of it anymore. Reid dropping it down to the bottom, going to try to get 2 for 1. He's gone inside and past Giuliano now, trying to get Brady for second. This could be a preview of the finish right here. Can anyone pull off a move like that? Going from 4th to 1st almost. You see the 25 slide up with the not so clean air. Oh, 40 got in the wall a little bit there off the right side. Yeah, I think we're all part of the big group of people there, Cade, that want the low downforce cars. I mean, they bring the best racing. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's still kind of tough to, ooh, easy, guys. A little tough at times because, you know, it's so hard to pass with the cars being so even, but at least it gives the drivers a little bit of a chance to drive the cars themselves out there on the track. Check out Anthony on board with him. Right into 4th position. Anthony pretty focused, having a great run tonight. Said he wants to be maybe getting the run down the straightaway or something on the leader and making the pass when it's over with. Does not want to be the leader unless he has a pretty clear and distinct lead. Right now he is in a battle. They say if you're in it, you can win it, and I think this is going to qualify for that right now. If you were in the top 9, make that the top 8 right now, you have got a chance to win this thing. Well, and it's one of those things, Cade, where they got to, I think they're trying to balance out, and I totally understand what they're doing. They're trying to balance out the old school racers like myself, and it sounds like you're one of them too, but you got to bring in the young cats. Like you look at Landon, for instance, being a 17-year-old, I believe he is. You know, we got to find the demographic of theirs to keep this racing tradition going, and I think what you're looking at is kind of a makeshift to that. You got these cars that have the rack and pinion steering now, the paddle shifting and stuff, the sequential shifting, and the way these cars drive, looking for a way to make them happen. And when you look at some of the great racing out there, you obviously got the NASCAR series and stuff that do their thing. Yeah, IndyCar racing was fantastic right now to watch. I personally think the best idea that I've heard so far, and I have to go back to the Door Bumper Clear podcast. If you don't get a chance to watch or listen to this podcast, it has, oh gosh, of course I'm going to forget the names of the spotters on there. Freddie Kraft, TJ Majors, and Brett Griffin. They are the hosts of the show with Billy Boat's wife, or Billy Boat's son's wife, I should say. And they sat there and they talked about it. Put the Cup drivers in Xfinity cars and let them race like those style of cars. Because of the way the downforce is and how they race out there on Saturdays, they think that those cars would produce the best show for a Cup Series field. Oh, Rapp sliding up the track. Reid had to adjust a little bit. Some of the best racing you see right now in NASCAR is the Xfinity cars. I mean, the way they're able to kind of drive them. I mean, you got to drive that car. I mean, without the downforce on the rear wing and stuff. And they're not really sealed off on the track either. So Reid leads Harvey up to second now. Ludi up to third. Couric up to fourth. And again, coming up after this race, I'm going to load it all in and bring you the first 20 laps of last night's Xfinity race that I did not get broadcast. Unfortunately, ran late last night with another broadcast, and I definitely owe it to the league to get the 20 laps there back on there so you can be able to watch the race, even though it'll be in two different parts as a whole, starting at lap 1. So I'm going to actually broadcast that live, even though the race was last night, here just a little bit after this race is completed. We talk to the drivers and stuff like that. Look at him trying to run the snake here a little bit, break the draft of all these cars. Now they do have to make one more pit stop in this race. The question is going to be when, and that when might actually be right now. Here they come to pit road. About half the front of the field here. Just pit speed, 55 miles an hour. And 2 tires for Dylan Reid and 97 to Harvey. That could be an interesting strategy here in this race. As Johnny Rapp's going to come to pit road now. So that leaves Leonard Frost out there in P2 right now. Leonard actually pitted 22 laps ago, so he's going to have to come to pit road once again. But here comes the leaders back up to speed, including that Mopar Dodge Chargers I talked about. Man, I still continue to watch that race in my head as I every time I see that paint. If I remember correctly, no, he did not run that car in that race. I was going to say, I believe Casey ran that in the Auto Club race that he won before that, but no, he did not. He only ran it that one night in the Charlotte race. So now we get to really see how these cars draft. If they're able to draft their way up to the rest of the pack together again. There's your top three right now. Eventually, once Frost comes to pit road, and there's Giuliano on his back bumper, or not really on the back bumper, about 3 seconds back from being on the back bumper. And then you got Johnny Rapp another 3 seconds back. So this is where the draft is really going to come into play now. So again, Frost is going to be on pit road here in the next couple laps. He last pitted back at lap number 54. So 24 laps on his tires and fuel. He'll be coming to pit road here in just a second. So the top two have pulled away a little bit from Adam Brady, and Brady might be actually slowing up a little bit here to get Giuliano in his draft to bring another two-car tandem potentially up to the front, make this a four-car race for the lead. We'll have to see if that works. A little bit of experimenting, I guess, we're going to see here. Yeah, because Giuliano's got a little bit of damage there on his right side, I've seen, and I wonder how much that's hurting his car. There's these two cars now working together, the 24 and the 25 of Keurig and Ludi. These guys are about 10 seconds back from the leaders right now. So as you know, Frost did lose the lead to Harvey and Reid. So there's your top two now as they just continue to ride in the draft with each other. And then now you got this three and about to be quickly back to a two-car pack. Last time by, they were actually faster than first and second. Now, one factor that can come into play here, the cars up front only took 2 tires. These guys took 4. I believe. No, actually, I'm seeing this wrong, too. They all took 2 tires also. So my fault on that one. I'm looking over at the strategy and my telemetry stuff. I'm still learning how to read a little bit. There you see the front 2 up ahead. 40.2s to 40 flats that time by for third and fourth. So, yes, they are slowly reeling in the leaders. I mean, this might be slower than trying to reel in a big old snook or something off the ocean. There you see it right there. We'll keep this up here for a second. You see 3.3 seconds from Harvey back to Brady right now. Last time by, 40.3s for Reid and Harvey, 39.9s. That's 0.4 of a second faster that time by. I think this one might, oh, and caution is out. Caution on the track. And Keurig, the 24, is around in turn number 3. Look out for these other cars. Yikes. Well, they can throw away everything now. See what happens to the 24. They come up on the 11 car down the back straightaway here. You see the drafts continuing to work as the 25 pushes. Oh, and he gets hooked. 25 gets in the back of him. And just unfortunately drafting gone wrong as he tried to give him one too many pushes. Look, wrong button. These guys do have 5 sets of tires to work with tonight. And it looks like a majority of them are going to come in and take tires and fuel here. We'll show the pit stops here in a second. Oh yeah, he just gets on the right rear of them and sends it packing, unfortunately. Tough break there. Here we go from Adam Brady. The race off the pit road. You see up ahead, Dylan Reid going to win it. The 97 going to come off second, and then Brady going to come off third. However, one car stayed out, and that is Johnny Rapp in the 52 car tonight. Get ourselves another driver here. Well, let's get Johnny up here. Johnny on the spot, potentially. As we get Johnny Rapp up here in the booth, the 52 car tonight. Johnny, you got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, clear that throat. Hey, man, obviously you've been taking chances all night. Nothing wrong with that. You did this earlier in the race and held on pretty strong, but you got 14 laps to go, staying out here as you come to one to go. How you feeling about this strategy move here? You think you can hold them off?
Well, I'm hoping so. I mean, I used all my tires, so this is what I got. So we're gonna see what I can do.
Well, obviously you've done a good job so far. You're riding right there behind that wreck. What have you learned that you might be able to use here in this last part of the race?
I'm just gonna try to not put it in the fence. You know, like I gotta if someone wants to send it, let them send it.
There you go. Well, you got
I
the
just gotta
turtle.
be conservative. And
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but you got the turtle on the car. You've been kind of riding a little bit, and we know how the tortoise and the hare ends. Maybe we'll see the tortoise up front at the end of the race here, so we wish you the best, bud.
all right, thank you.
Hey, absolutely. Johnny Rapp there joining us in the 52. And, Johnny, forgive me, I'm still learning. What team were you with?
Yeah, it's OG Racing.
Oh.
It's me, Brandon Ayers.
No, I was looking
I
for
think
your
that's
channel.
all-
That's why I was asking. Where's your channel at?
Oh, it's payday. I'm in the
Payday.
payday.
Gotcha.
Payday, guys. Yeah, my bad.
No, you're all good. Johnny, send him down to the channel there. And, yeah, we're going to go back racing here. 14 laps to go. And I think the racing is really going to pick up now. Kind of like a heat race all over again. 14 laps of one as Rapp brings him to the green. Rapp going to protect that bottom. You see the 39 up there on the top side with the 77. Them two have been working together throughout the night here. There's the 48 back into the picture. Joe Owen up to the 5th spot. You see Giuliano there in the 6th spot in the 17. He's kind of riding, getting himself in position. Dylan Reid has gone to the front. Brady up to second. Here comes Giuliano and Harvey working her way. The 40 car is starting to sneak in. That's Dale Lee back there as these guys have been kind of riding and biding their time, keep themselves out of trouble, and now the racing really going to start to pick up. Ira Kohlhaas, he wants to be a part of it, though he's 8 laps down. Might try to help somebody win this thing. Let's check on Giuliano. See how he's feeling there. He's got the gloves on tight, racing hard. And I do want to give a shout out to Butt Kicker, by the way. Tonight, mine actually arrived in the mail today. Oh, and around goes the 40. Smashes the inside wall hard. That's going to bring the caution out. Dale Lee is destroyed the inside wall, and I mean, he hit that thing a ton. So Butt Kicker, stand by. I'll give you still your shout out. But caution out. Let's see what happens here, and Dale goes for a ride. And of course, last night I was making the jokes about King of the Hill. Of course, a lot of the guys like to pull off voices and stuff like that. And I happened to pull out a Hank Hill voice, and everybody was like, whoa, that's pretty cool. And of course, you think of Dale from King of the Hill, and Dale hits that inside wall. And this isn't the same Dale from King of the Hill, but obviously it's, you know, it's Dale. Oh, bam. He impaled the wall. That's a tough break. This might hurt a little bit. You know what I wonder, and I want to get one more onboard camera here with this because I think I know exactly what happened. And it's not anyone's fault in particular here, but I want to ride on board with Joe Owen. Watch the 17 in front. And you see this all the time. You get so focused on the car in front of you that you want to draft off that car, right? Well, watch Giuliano. He's going to move up the track. So Joe and Owen's going to move up the track. Oh, there's a car up there still. Now, at the same time, I'm not sure if the 40 came down. So you can't totally blame Joe maybe for that, but it happens a lot on these kind of tracks where you're drafting a lot. Is you get those cars that try to get out there and they'll try to follow the car in front of them, but lo and behold, they kind of forget, oh, there's a car above me up there. And I think that's kind of what happened there. So caution out in this race. Let's see, I want to get a word with Dylan Reid here real quick. I'm going to pop quiz this man. This will tell me if he's been listening to the broadcast or not. As let's get Dylan up here in the booth with us. Dylan, you got a copy, bud?
Yes, sir.
Dylan, you got that 39 car up there in the lead, and of course you're running the old Mopar Dodge paint scheme. I have to pop quiz you a little bit. Do you remember exactly when that car was ran?
2004 at Charlotte. It was the fall race by Casey Kane, and he led almost the entire race but crashed with about 80 to go.
Yeah, actually you're right. I kept saying 06. You know, was it 06 or 04? Because
So
06
far.
was okay. Because I remember 06 was the year he had like the 6 wins.
Yep,
And,
04 was the year that he finished second 6 times.
Right. A bunch of times, including to Elliott Sadler at Texas. But it was actually right at the he had led 267 of the 334 laps, and unfortunately the right front tire, which apparently a lot of people had issues with that night, knocked the wall down over in turn 2, and he had that field covered in that race. And and he seemed to do that a lot at Charlotte in those years. But no, I had to pop quiz you on that one, man. But let's see, do you have the Casey Kane finish here tonight, or are we
Hopefully not. Hopefully I don't have his luck. I'll take anybody else's, though.
well, remember, he did win
Let's
a rain
have-
race in 06 here.
That's true. I'll take the Bill Elliott at a Homestead luck. Let's do that.
Oh, so blow the right rear tire.
Yep. Yeah. Last lap. I'll take the right rear over the right front.
Oh, that's awesome. And of course, I get memories of Fatback McSwain celebrating and
Oh, yeah.
ripped the golf cart, the cart he was standing on. But anyways, either way, man, we wish you the best here tonight. Good racing so far here. Looks like it's gonna be a wild finish.
Thank you.
Absolutely, you too. Dylan Reid there is just listening to the interview. Sometimes I chuckle at myself for some weird reason. But anywho, let's get Dylan back to his actually moved himself. So, but yeah, he is right. It was 2004, which was the year. It was Casey's rookie year. He, of course, finished 6 multiple times that year, including 2 of the first 3 races, or 3 of the first 4, right? 2 of the first 4. He DNF Daytona, second at Rockingham, second in Vegas, third in Atlanta, and then almost won Darlington, and Tony Stewart spun him out. Anyways, here they go, back to the green flag. 6 laps to go. Fire all your pit crew. Look at Quisenberry. He's back, and he's got a little bit of a front end now. He had a modified earlier. It looks like it's been glued by a kindergartner. Can they make it 5 laps? Oh, look out! Again! Brady leading and protecting that bottom line. Quisenberry somehow is second. Giuliano up to third, and there's Reid and Harvey. They've been stuck to each other like the 23 car used to be back in the day. You know, Dale Jr., Michael Waltrip, the 23 car, as they like to call it. Now remember, Giuliano, who's now up to second there, he's going to go to the middle, 3 wide. He made the comment that he did not want to be the leader of this race. Ooh, net code. Oh, and now some door banging. That was very weird. The 97 checked up. The 39 glued him. Not sure if that was more to help him with the run off the corner there, but Harvey to the front. Looking both ways here as they go single file here for a quick second. The calm before the storm. Two laps to go. It's going to become harder and harder to pass because it's going to become every man for themselves before this thing's over with. Here comes Reid back into the picture. Giuliano, a little bit of a defensive move. White flag, final lap for Michigan. Dylan Reid trying to get a run. Giuliano trying to get a run. Brady with a little bit of a defensive move. Reid going to get to his high side. Drag race off turn 4. Brady to the high side, to the bottom. And Adam Brady goes to victory lane in Michigan. Brady's first win of the season in the 77 in a wild finish here in the Wilder Graphix 200. There's going to be some disappointed drivers, but nothing to be disappointed tonight. A crazy finish to a crazy race. So we check out the finishing results. Brady wins it. Dylan Reid, Chris Harvey, Landon Quisenberry, and Anthony Giuliano finished in top 5. Johnny Rapp, Joe Owen, Leonard Frost, Keith Bouchard, and Christopher Couric finishing in the top 10. Rest of the field, Ira Kohlhaas, Dale Lee, Murata, Ludi Ayers, and Gary Wright. As Brady, I believe, setting up his brake settings here. Let's see if we get ourselves a little burnout. But Brady obviously going to be very excited with that win. A great race this evening, a fantastic finish. And we'll go ahead and talk with our third place finisher in this race, Mr. Harvey, who gets himself a nice top 3 tonight in the Sharpie Kurt Busch paint scheme from back in the day, finishing up in the third position tonight. Congratulations, Chris. What a great race it was. Anything you could have done different there?
Well, it would have been nice if that caution didn't come out. I think me and my teammate Dylan, we gapped the field by I think 3 or 4 seconds. I thought we had the win in the bag, and then the caution came out. Hate to see it, but at the end it was a blast.
Yeah, it definitely looked like a fun car to get out there and race with here this evening. Something that we kind of hope that we might see come next season when this car is actually released to the real world to watch here around this Michigan Speedway. But yeah, that caution comes out. Obviously, it hurts you guys, but I kind of made the joke towards the end of the race. You and Dylan looked like the old 23 DEI car back in the day of Waltrip and Earnhardt.
I'll take that. Yeah, it looked like the whole field ganged up on us there with like 4 to go. Me and Dylan were like, we're keeping the outside here. And then everybody went to the inside, and they just kind of ganged up on us. But somehow we were able to still finish 2-3. Our teammate Dale, unfortunately, got taken out in that one of those cautions there, and he had a good run going too. So we could have used that third car up there, but it wasn't his fault that he got taken out. But it was a really, really fun race.
What have you? What can you take away of these first 2 races in this next-gen car?
I mean, they're a lot easier to drive than like the Xfinity League that we have on Tuesday nights here. They're fun, but I mean, if this is what's to come next year in like the real life Cup Series, it's every race is going to be a nail biter, I think, because it's balls to the wall. It's crazy.
Well, great job tonight, Chris. Great third place run for you. Congratulations, and shout out to whoever you like to, sir.
I just want to say thanks to my teammate Dylan, thanks to my teammate Dale. They were here. My other 2 teammates, Anthony and Jeremy, they weren't able to make it tonight. Also, shout out to my Uncle Rusty. He watches all the streams. Hope hopefully we put on a good show for him tonight. And thanks to everybody with this league, man. This is a great league, and obviously thanks to you guys for broadcasting it.
Oh, absolutely, Chris. Our pleasure as always. Great league so far. Good start to the season, and congrats on your third place, brother.
It was a fun time. Thanks.
Hey, yes, sir. That is Chris Harvey finishing in the third position. As we'll get Dylan Reid back down here, of course, finishing in the second position. Did everything he could to win that race. Dylan, I asked Chris the question. I'll ask you the same thing, man. What could you have done different?
Honestly, I don't know. Man, it just felt like we were in the wrong spot at the wrong time. At the end there, just hanging out, trying to do our thing, trying to keep the high line rolling, but it felt like everybody went to the bottom.
Yeah.
So I guess the only thing I really could have done is just block that bottom lane any more than we could. But we had that top lane rolling so well the past 2 runs. Felt like we keep it going, but obviously Adam got the best of us, and that 9 Mopar car will never reach victory lane.
It finished second. What do you know? But still a great run, great points night so far. You win in second so far your first 2 races of the season, so a great start there.
Oh yeah, it's been great. It's a great league. This has been fun. Everybody's such good competition. It's been real fun.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun to be a part of here in the broadcast booth. But that Dodge Charger looked pretty good tonight and led some laps, finished second. And shout out to whoever you like to, bud.
Thanks to you guys for broadcasting this as always. It's just a real pleasure. I always go back and watch it afterwards. And then for everybody at Light Speed Racing League who puts this on, and then obviously my teammates, they were real help there. Especially at the end, we almost had a 1-2-3 finish going into this.
Yeah, Dale unfortunately clobbered the inside wall, but that 23 car, as I was calling it at the end of the race, the old Dale Jr. Michael Waltrip combo, you guys were looking pretty good. It was like you two weren't leaving each other the whole entire race, and you guys definitely worked well together, and unfortunately just fell up 1 spot short, but still nothing to be ashamed of there, and hey, good second place run, and we'll talk next week.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Dylan Reid finishing in the second position this evening in the Wilder Graphix 200, but 1 car obviously has to go to victory lane tonight, and that goes to the 77 of Adam Brady. Adam, congratulations, sir, and man, as much of a non-Brady fan I am, I'm going to use a cliche that I think is used a lot with the name Brady, but Brady came up clutch tonight.
Well, I mean, there was a lot of things that helped that situation out. And, last night you were saying, well, I'll see you tomorrow night. Well, I'm just glad to be seen here in Victory Lane. And Anthony had a huge part in that. That was amazing. Congrats to Chris and Dylan for their runs. But, man, that was so much fun.
Yeah, you guys were racing hard throughout. You actually, and I got to ask the obvious question here, during the middle part of that race, you guys had the green flag pit stops. You had the 2 teammates there kind of get away a little bit, and it looked like you maybe backed off to go get Anthony. Was that part of the plan, or did you just lose the draft?
No, I totally backed off to get Anthony, and then we were gaining like 2 tenths a lap.
You were,
when
yeah.
Caution came out. Yeah, but I don't know if Anthony would have had the fuel to make it. I don't think he got enough fuel in it on that last stop. So it would have been interesting if there was no caution to see what would have happened.
I have a feeling that Anthony would have been somehow reaching to the back and throwing monsters down the gas tank, but either way. Still a great finish on your end, man. Congratulations, and I know it's got to feel pretty good to get a win early in the season here in that 77 car. Shout out to whoever you like to, bud.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you guys do a great job. And then Wilder Graphix Racing, and then all the sponsors by Kicker. Just everybody it was amazing. Everybody here that runs with us, it's always a good time, and always hoping to get more people. So, yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, Adam, man. Congratulations. They can't take it away from you, as I always like to say. So it's your win, and go celebrate in the Irish Hills, and, go have fun, and we'll see you next week.
Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate it. See you next week.
Yes, sir. You too, bud. Adam Brady, winner tonight here at the Virtual Michigan Speedway. Congratulations to him on getting the victory here. This evening was a very fun race to be a part of. And, of course, if you want to be part of a fun racing league like this one, you can find them on Grid Finder, but you can also find so many great online racing communities with Grid Finder. Browse hundreds of league racing on all gaming platforms across every racing sim every day of the week across the globe, from Over 1,000 leagues here on iRacing to Assetto Corsa, ACC, R-Factor 2, F1 2020, and more. Looking for a commentator or streamer for your racing broadcast or more, even a designer of your next livery, you can find them right there on Grid Finder. They have all the talent in one place. If you run a sim racing league, make sure you upload the community to Grid Finder so that the more like-minded sim racers can find you. It's quick, easy, and best of all, it is free. Make sure you do check out Grid Finder. And, of course, Butt Kicker products are silent subwoofers that deliver powerful and audible bass through your couch or chair so you can feel the crashes and racing engines and special effects and so much more in the movies and games. You can use promo code LSRL for 20% off the Butt Kicker site. I started to share the story earlier. I got my Butt Kicker actually today as I walked in the door. Got it in the mail, so got mine to go here, and actually won mine in another league, part of their fantasy league. Somehow was randomly drawn as the winner. So. But if you have one, enjoy it. If not, you need to get one very, very quickly. But type in LSRL to get your deal there. All right, we're out. Appreciate everybody for being a part of the broadcast. We're not totally done, though. We are going to come back here in about 15 minutes or so, about 10:30 or so. We're going to come back and do the first 20 laps, including the heat races of the Xfinity race from yesterday, the Grid Finder Xfinity Series that I want to get on the air for you guys. So make sure you stick around for that. Congratulations to the 77 of Adam Brady on the win. And as we head out, always a reminder, this isn't just a game. This is iRacing. Big shout out to the viewers. Big shout out to all the racers, to everyone a part of the broadcast. So we will see you Friday night, the next broadcast, and of course next Wednesday night here for LSRL.